This is Passengers United.
Good evening, everyone. This is Charlton from Passengers United. And very, very important, new schedule and route changes go into effect on October 29, 2023. That is this coming Sunday. And this is about the new Suffolk County Transit redesign. Unfortunately, guys, there's a lot of problems with this. And I'm going to be sharing a video that John Michno did. He's one of our Passengers United members. So John Michno, Yuki Endo, and a couple of our other members have been very involved with the Suffolk County Bus Redesign. And so I have some issues with this, and I did complain to Suffolk County about some of my concerns regarding this. So here's what Suffolk County Transit is asking everyone to do. Step 1, review the new system map. And there you can actually click and you can actually see the online system map. So if you click it comes up, Suffolk County Transit Rider Navigator, and it shows you each individual route. But if you go back, you can also do review new routes and schedules, and you can click on that, and you can see all the routes. So you can see the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, basically all the Suffolk County routes. And you can actually download a PDF timetable. And step 3 is plan your trip. So you can actually do that as well. It says click here to compare your old bus routes with your new bus routes. The thing is, I was using this and I had some issues with it. So it is kind of buggy. But step 4, it says start your journey. So there are some issues with this, guys. And Suffolk County, I think the biggest mistake that Suffolk County Transit, and also in coordination with Nice Bus, they really need to extend the N19 from Sunrise Mall, because nothing is there at Sunrise Mall now, and they need to extend it to Amityville so it can connect with those bus routes there. So again, John's going to go into the video. He's going to explain everything. And you'll see some of my concerns in the next slide. Again, guys, thank you for joining, and please like and subscribe. Thank you. And we will be out this next week monitoring the Suffolk County Bus Redesign. The whole team will be out there. I don't know exactly what days we'll be out there, but we will be out there. And again, more videos to come on this. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you guys. So this is the S4, and as you can see, this is the new route starting Sunday, which used to be the S33. So as you can see, if you go and you take the bus from Amityville LIRR, the new Route 4, and then you take it to Grand Boulevard and the Arches Circle, what's going to have to happen now is you're going to literally, it says you're going to have to walk 8 minutes to your destination, and it shows you. So this is the new SCT network map I'm looking at. And this is concerning, guys, because if you're a young person, it's one thing. But if you're a senior citizen, and we all know when seniors go to the mall or the grocery store, they want to shop, right? And even people with disabilities. So this is going to be a nightmare for these people, because they're now going to have to walk in the cold. And imagine the Christmas season when everyone's shopping and stuff. And there's no sidewalks. The sidewalks in that parking lot are horrible. This is going to be a mess in Deer Park. So this is just one example that I wanted to show you guys. So yeah, this makes no sense, guys. And we're going to have to see this for ourselves on Sunday or Monday to see how this works out. But yeah, this is just one example of what I wanted to show you guys.
This video, we are going to go over the Suffolk Transit System changes that are going to be occurring. And I have seen the signs on the buses. They've already been sent to me, but here's one of them that shows the new route that is going to be replacing other routes. And it just shows the 4 here at this particular bus stop here by the Wyandanch train station. So you go to the website. It doesn't list, it does show you the date here. It says October 29th, 2023. However, if you go to the website, it doesn't really say the date that it's out. Now they did update it. So new schedule and routes go into effect on October 29th, 2023. So we're going to first review the system map and the schedules. We're going to actually have to show both of those, so I'm going to have to actually go back to this. So let's click this link here, and then we'll go and we'll review the new routes and the schedules, all right? All right, so a lot of the routes have had their numbers changed, a lot of them haven't. Let's zoom in here. I'm trying to zoom in. I don't know why I can't. Oh, here we go. All right. So these are the new routes. And what I like about this is it does show all the bus stops here on the route. So all those yellow stops or yellow dots are bus stops, which are good. And we'll work our way from west to east here, first starting with the S1. Obviously, this route hasn't really changed very much at all. I think it shows it has the same number. It's going to, basically make the same stops, and it's going to serve Amityville. All right, so the S1, and so we'll go to the S1. Obviously, it is in red, which means it's going to run every 30 minutes before 8 p.m. and every 60 minutes after 8 p.m. on weekdays, and every hour outside of that. All right, so let's see. Click the Route 1 schedule. So we'll click to see the Route 1 schedule here. And you can see the schedules. They have a new design and everything. You can see it's in red, so every 30 minutes on weekdays. However, that's actually a cut because the S1 currently runs. If we look at the current schedules for the S1, actually we'll go ahead and look at the current schedules here. You'll see that you actually have service that is almost every 15 minutes at certain times here. So you see every 15-minute service here in the rush hour here. If we go to the new schedule here, let's go to the new schedules here. They actually have less service running on this route. So instead of getting 4 buses an hour, now you're getting 2 buses an hour. But you have expanded service hours. So it starts at 5 in the morning, and it goes till 9 o'clock at night out of Amityville, LARR here toward. So this is what schedule am I looking at? The weekday schedule. All right. So this is the northbound. All right. So this is an expanded service span. Let's see how much they've actually expanded it. Actually, the S1 hasn't really been expanded all that much. So yeah, it really hasn't been expanded all that much. In fact, they seem to have cut a lot of service off the S1. I do have some expanded service going southbound, but there really isn't that much expanded service on here. And my concern is, again, that you're only getting a bus every half an hour now instead of every 15 minutes. This is a busy line. So this is a concern of mine here that we have. Now, weekends, you're still going to keep the hourly service, but you will have expanded service spans. So weekends, only hourly service. And this is a busy route, again. It could really use every half an hour on the weekends. Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays, it goes from 6 to 10. So currently, that's an improvement. Let's see what we got here on the Saturday side here. So normally it ends at 10 o'clock. Normally it ends at 6 o'clock. So it's going to end a lot later now that you'll see here. Look over here. So it's going to end a lot later as you see here. So 7, it's going to end expanded hours on Sundays as well. And this is the weekends southbound. It seems like the southbound runs a lot later than the northbound. All right, so let's see. So Hale site gets to Amityville 10:55, and then trying to see what they do. So southbound 8:55. All right, so let's see if it gets there. I'm trying to figure out how it. All right, South Sundays. Okay, so let's see. All right, I got to figure that out. So, okay, this is the Sunday. So I'm a little mixed up. I'm looking at the Saturday schedule. So I'm trying to figure out whether they're interlining or what they're doing here. Let's see. So let's see. All right, so Amityville on a Saturday. You have 10:05 out of Amityville, getting there 11:27. That's pretty late. And then going south, it's 9:35, so 10:55. So let's see if it gets to Amityville 10:55. That means that trip's gonna deadhead out of there. And I guess So let's see, 9:30. It's a 9:34 at a Hale site, and the northbound. Yeah, 9:27. I'm trying to see how much recovery time they have. That's not a lot of recovery time. So that's a little bit of a concern. So you have concerns with these schedules. Like I said, it's an improvement in services, but they're taking away service from other routes. So now we have the 2, which is Amityville Long Island Railroad Station to Patchogue. All right, so this is This is currently what is known as the S40 right now, but it is being expanded. So it runs every 30 minutes before 8 p.m. and every 60 minutes after 8 p.m. and on weekends. So that route would be this route right here. So again, you have this route here, the S40. Well, this is now going to be known as the 2. All right. A little confusing here because the 2 does run every half an hour, but they got a blue shading over it. This blue shading would be the S47, I believe. Other than that, that runs out to Patchogue. Pretty much the same route, except that it's expanded now to run every 30 minutes out to. So you're going to have every 30-minute service on the weekdays, restoring what it used to exist when we used to have the N19 running out to Babylon. So this is serving Amityville, Great South Bay, Babylon, all those important areas. Wink, wink. So here we go with the schedule here, eastbound. So you can see here, every half an hour service on the weekdays here. 10 o'clock, Amityville. So you can see here, 10:35. This is pretty late considering what you currently have on the S40, which is this route, which does have pretty good service, by the way. As it is, it actually has pretty good service. So let's see. So eastbound weekday service, as it is, you're getting pretty good service, but you'll notice that there is an expansion of service span. So 9:30 out of Babylon now becomes, let's see what we got here. 9:30 out of Babylon now becomes, the last bus is now at 10:35 out of Babylon. So definitely getting an expansion of service here on the weekdays, you see, and every half an hour service as well. Weekends, we have, again, that service span goes to 9 o'clock at Amityville, and currently that's a lot better than what we have right now. Last bus out of Amityville is 6:30. Well, it's Babylon at 6:30. So you will have these expanded service times, which is very good, as you see here. This is the Sunday schedule here as well. So do see expanded service on the hourly service. It's fine for the weekends. So yeah, the 2 gets a lot of expanded service. Let's now go to the 3. The 3 is Babylon Long Island Railroad to Walt Whitman Shop. So this is replacing, I believe, the S23. All right, the S23. So that's actually what we saw in the sign here, I think. Where does it say 3? No, it says 4. So this doesn't go it doesn't serve Wyandanch, I guess. Does it? It does serve Wyandanch, but it serves in a different spot. Okay, so if we go to the map here and look at the 3 route, I believe that's this. Excuse me. That's this route right here. Here it's, this is the 3 route right here. This is the 3. So if I click on this, it'll show the 3. Route 3. All right, so the good news is you can still go to Belmont Lake. It'll stop over here. This is the existing S25 route. So it serves some of the existing S25 route. And then it also serves, it goes up here through Wyandanch. It stops on Straight Path. And then it goes up 231. So it serves a little bit of the S23 route. And then it serves the S29 route a little bit here. However, this part of the S29 route is not going to have any service. I know that there's not a whole lot of stuff along this particular part of the route, but I'm a little concerned about that. It's a pretty big stretch that somebody's going to have to walk to. But you can see this kind of covers the S23 route a little bit over here, right? And you're going to have hourly service on that route. So we'll go look at the schedule on the 3 next. Just click to see 3 schedule. So it's a blue, that's at every 60 minutes every day. All right, that's the blue there. So you see Babylon, Wyandanch, Belmont Lake State Park. I'm glad that's still, because originally we weren't going to have any service over there, so that's good. But you'll see our hourly service, and again, pretty long service span. So this is going to be a pretty big improvement here for the weekdays. All right, you can see these long increases in the service spans that we have. And that's one of the bigger complaints about Suffolk County Transit is that service ended too early. Look at Saturday. You're getting really late service on Saturday out of Babylon to Huntington there. So that's pretty good. So you can see you're getting new. And then Sunday it's a little more reduced, but still, considering it doesn't even run on Sunday now, it's a big improvement. Now we'll go on to Route 4, all right? Amityville Railroad to Central Islip Long Island Railroad Station. So this replaces part of the southern part of the S33 route, all right? So we go here, we'll look at the 4 schedule, and again, we can look at it on the map. You'll see that this orange line right here is the S33 route right here. So, and you'll see, and they, for some reason, they don't have it. They don't show it going into Tanger. But I think it's going to go into Tanger, but it might not go into Tanger. I don't know. They're not showing it's going into Tanger, which is a problem. And this is something that my colleague from Passengers United brought up. If people have to cross this road here, that's going to make it very inconvenient for them. This might be a mistake in the schedule, because if we go over here and we go onto the Route 4, you'll see it'll say Deer Park Tanger outlets on here, that it does serve every 30 minutes on weekdays. So this is an every 30-minute route. Every route that runs every 30 minutes on weekdays is going to be in red, all right? So you see that right here, all right? Every 30 minutes in red, all right? So you can see that serves this, Brentwood, and then to CI. Actually, it goes to Smith Haven Mall. So, yeah, it does go to Smith Haven Mall, too. I don't know why I didn't show them the thing there. But it does actually go to Smith Haven Mall. So you're going to have one route between Amityville and Smith Haven Mall, which is good. It'll make things, definitely connect the southwestern part up of the county up with the central part of the county. And you'll have every 30-minute service on this route as well. So you see there's your service spans, weekday service spans there. Weekends, these are the weekend schedules here. Again, weekends you'll have hourly service, but a much bigger span of service. Currently, the existing S33, the last trip is like 5 o'clock or something, which is ridiculously early on the weekends. So it's a big improvement to what you have, and you'll have, again, connection up to a Smith Haven Mall from the South Shore. And one thing you notice about this system generally is that it's going to be the biggest improvements go to, well, the South Shore. Of course, there's another route that goes between Babylon and the Smith Haven Mall. So this is the 5. All right, so the 5 is this route right here. So this orange route, this red route. So this is going to replace this part of the S23, S29 segment, and then it's going to replace. So it replaces part of that and goes into here. And actually goes down to goes down Long Island Avenue, which is so there's going to be a route going this way, going down. This doesn't stop at Tanger, which is kind of, again, that might not be so good. And this will serve also part of the old S27 route that's going to serve. So for those people who like to take the S27 between Deer Park and Babylon, you're still going to have that, except that you'll have the northern part of the route. It's going to go through here, then go through Pilgrim, and then go up through Comac, I guess? No, it's the 7. All right, so it goes. How does it go to Smith Haven Mall? That's the 5. So it'll go serve Brentwood, and then it will go up toward Brentwood, Central Islip, and then up toward the Smith Haven Mall. We can look at the actual schedule here. So let's go. I could probably go right here to 5. Get the schedule. So this is the 5 here. So Babylon, North Babylon, Deer Park, Heartland, Suffolk Community College, Brentwood, Hauppauge, or Smithtown, and Smith Haven Mall. So it kind of replaces part of the western leg of the 62 a little bit. And again, you'll have every half an hour service on this a little bit here. So you see Babylon, LARR, Smith Haven Mall. Let's see how much time they give it to get between those points. Looks like you do give it a good amount of running time, which it's going to need because it's going to hit a lot of areas that are going to have traffic. And that could be a concern, obviously. But you'll see, again, every half an hour service. All right, so my last bus is 906 out of Babylon. It's a big improvement compared to what we used to have. 913, 907 out of Babylon, 708 out of 907 out of Babylon on weekends. So you get a big, much more improved service span here than what you used to have. All right. All right, so that's the Route 5. We'll go over to the Route 6. That's Woolman Shops, the Patchogue Long Island Railroad. So this is going to be Route 6 here. And this shows you the Route 6 diagram here. Maybe I'm better off showing it to you here on the on this diagram here. But you'll see looks like it's going to replace. This is going to be what's going to replace the 54, current route S54, and the route is somewhat similar to the 54. Let's see. It seems like it does. Let's see. It goes down through Hauppauge, yep, and then down Islandia. But it serves MacArthur Airport. I think it's going to go into MacArthur Airport, if I'm not mistaken. And the problem with this particular thing, okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, so this is Route 6. It does stop at the Central Islip Railroad. So for people who are used to going to Ronkonkoma and getting the bus from Ronkonkoma, the S57 bus, to the airport, which is not many people, unfortunately. All right, well, this is going to make it a little harder now because now you're going to have to use Central Islip, which is not as nice of an area. But you will get every half an hour service on this route weekdays. So if we look at the system map here, this is the 54 route. Again, this would be the existing 54 route turning into the 6. And this is going to, again... All right, this does change a little bit. Let's see. We got the blue over here. What route is that? All right, so it does go down here. All right, so it is rerouted to serve the CI. What route is this? This blue route here. This is going to be a discontinued area. This blue area here. So you're not going to have service in this blue area anymore, I don't think, right? I don't know. They do show a route here. I don't know what route that is. 52A? Oh, the 52A. Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. You can see these are big changes. There's going to be mass confusion. But the 54, which is one of my complaints, is that the 54, a lot of the times I'll have to get off at CI, and if I want to catch the 54, I got to walk all the way over to Vets Highway. Well, now it's going to serve the train station. And then... let me look at this map for a moment. Now I'm confused now. Right, goes down to Suffolk. It goes down Wheeler Road to Suffolk Avenue, and then it goes back onto Vets Highway. Okay, so that's how it. This map is not showing that, but you will get every half an hour service on that. And then the route's pretty similar, except it goes down. It does serve the airport here. All right, so if we look at the system map here, you'll see the 54 is what serves the airport, and you're only going to have one route. That's right now. You currently have 3 routes that serve this area. The 54, the 57, and the 59. Now you're only going to have the 54, but you're going to have a half an hour service. But unfortunately, now there's no bus route that's going to go between Ronkonkoma and the airport. All right, so that's the problem you have. And Ronkonkoma is still underserved in this, system. But you'll see here, this is what we have right here. This is the 54 route. So 54. This would be the 54 route, is now called the Route 6. So let's look at the times on it, and you'll see you'll have much more expanded service times, every half an hour service on weekdays here. So you definitely have expanded service compared to the current S54, which we can look at right now. So the current S54, you'll definitely have expanded service over that, what the current S54 is. So there are your schedules again. Hourly service on the weekends, but expanded service times, as you see. So now we move on to the 7. That's Bayshore to Northport Veterans. So this kind of replaces part of the 41, I guess you could say. So we go to the Route 7 here. On the map here, you'll see Bayshore. So let's see, it'll go Bayshore, serving the mall. So does it go right by the train station? Looks like it sort of does, I guess. Train station's over there. Goes to the mall. Then it goes up Brook to 5th Avenue. So if we look at it on the map here, That would be this route right here. So the mall is only going to be served by one route. That is the mall, right? So the mall is only served by one route now, right? It's only going to be served by the 7. So, the number of routes go by the mall, and now you're only going to have one route that goes by the mall. You'll have half-hourly service on it, and it's going to go down Brook Avenue. So, I don't know if that's it's a little bit different than the current route that we have right now, I think. Because currently, the current 41, which this replaces, goes straight down 5th. So now you're going to have it curving down Brook Avenue, because I think the 45 goes that way. I don't know if any of those. Yeah, the Brook Avenue is going to be a new a road that's going to be served by this system. But they're taking away service from this part of, what road is this? This is Route 13 here, 5th Avenue. So people will have to walk now. And I know there's not a whole lot of stuff along this road, I think, south of that point. But still, there may be some people out here that are going to now have to walk a little further to catch their bus. And then this goes up through North Bayshore, up Candlewood, and then it goes to CI. No, it goes to Brentwood, so it goes this way, 5th, then it takes Candlewood, and then it goes. So this is another area where people are going to have a little bit of a difference here. And this is the Brentwood train station right here, all right? All right, so this is the Brentwood station right here. So you're going to have that route go up to Brentwood, and then that goes up sort of similar to the existing 41 route. Yeah, it goes up the existing 40, so it goes up this way, and then similar to the existing 41 route. All right, so that is the Route 7, and I'm trying to be, as clear as I can be on here, but it's obviously, and again, you'll have half-hourly service on this route, and expanded service times, as you see here on the schedule. Now we go to the 10, Amityville, Long Island Railroad Station to Babylon, Long Island Railroad Station. So this is another new route. You can see a lot of these new routes serve the South Shore. Amityville to Babylon. I guess this would replace the 1A. All right. So we look at this on the map. We pull out our system map here. See, it'll be this blue route. So it's going to serve some of those areas that are served by the 1A. So some of these areas here. Going to have in North Amityville, and then it's going to have new service along Route 109, and then it's going to go off 109, go down here, go down to Little Neck Parkway, and replace some of the old what is that? Little Neck Parkway, Little Neck Road, I should say. So it's going to replace some of what the existing S25 goes right now. And then it's going to go into West Babylon, loop around West Babylon. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the S25 a little bit. So that's what Route 10 is going to replace. You'll have every 60 minutes every day hourly service. But look at that, pretty late service span hours here on this route here as well. I noticed a lot of I'm going to have pretty late service span hours here, as you'll see here. So that Babylon area Sundays. So again. It's an improvement, but it's going to be confusing for people. Like I said, I'm confused at times. So the 11, Bayshore to Hauppauge, that is going to be replacing as part of the S45. Starts in downtown Bayshore. You can also look at this, and I'll tell you where it starts, where it makes its turns. You can just pause the video there. It's easier for me to just look at the map and figure that out fast. So it starts Bayshore. Goes to South Shore University Hospital, Market at Bayshore, North Bayshore, Brentwood, RR to Hauppauge. All right, so that is similar to the S45 here. So similar, but not quite there, because the current S45 goes to Smithtown. In Smithtown now, you're not going to have any route south out of Smithtown anymore now. That is going to be a problem. Now people will have to transfer now, because you do have a lot of people that work in the Smithtown area that go south, and now they're going to have to take another bus and then transfer to this other bus here, which we'll get to in a moment. This would be the let's say here, What route is that? That would be the 5. We went over the 5 already. Oh, the 5, right. So the 5, the route that goes, they'll have to go to Hop Hog and then transfer on this 5 route here. But at least it covers part of the existing S58, and that's going to be changed too. All right, so Route 11 here, you'll see here, again, half-hourly service. Goes to Bayshore to Hop Hog. Again, you're going to have to transfer at Hop Hog, but you'll have frequent service. The existing S45, which we're looking at now, you do have half-hourly service at certain times of the day, but a lot of the times it's hourly. So it's not always half-hourly. Sometimes you'll have 45-minute gaps as well. But currently, the last bus is 8:30 on the weekdays, and now you'll have later service, but you will have to transfer. So that's going to confuse people. I see a lot of confusion from this, I really do. And you may be confused watching this video, and that's okay. So that's the schedule there. Again, you can just pause it if you want to look at it. The 12, East Farmingdale to Wyandanch to Bayshore. So this would replace the 2B. Existing 2B. The 12, it's going to be every half an hour again, so you get the idea. If it's red, it's every half an hour on the weekdays. All right, before 6 p.m. And every after 6. So the cutoff here is a little different. It's 6 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. Some of these other routes are different. So you see here, you'll have every half an hour service, East Farmingdale. So if we look at the route here, it's kind of similar here. So East Farmingdale goes to Wyandanch. All right, so it takes the existing route, very similar route to Wyandanch. Not quite the same, though. If we look at the system map here, you'll see that you can see that this is a time-consuming video because there's a lot to cover. So here's the existing. So it is a little different in the fact that it doesn't go straight down Smith. They go here and come out and make the left here. It kind of goes, and this is a pain because now if I'm at Plain Lawn, I would go here. I'm gonna have to walk a little further to catch this bus because now the bus is gonna go over here and then it's gonna go up over here. I guess they're doing this to serve maybe some more of these buildings over here and then take Ruland Road down. So it's the existing 2B route to Wyandanch. But you can see here it goes, instead of making that right to serve Belmont, it's going to go straight and then follow more part of the 2A route here. All right, you can see it's, and of course they don't show it going into Tanger, which again, I don't understand that. And then it goes into Brentwood. So it goes into Brentwood. Where does this go now? To Bayshore. So let's see how it goes. All right, so it goes Deer Park. No. Oh, you see, that's why I don't like looking at that map. So it makes the right off Deer Park Avenue. This is why I don't like looking at this. All right, it doesn't go. All right, so it goes. It serves Wyandanch. Then it goes back up straight path down Nichols Road. Sorry if I'm confusing you. Down Deer Park Avenue. Then down Bayshore Road. So this is part of the 2A and 2B route. And then into Bayshore, Gardner Manor Mall, and then down to Bayshore LARR. All right, so that's how this route goes. And I think we already kind of reviewed the schedules here. Again, every half an hour service. All right, so you get the expanded service plan. That's currently not a route that runs on Sundays, so that's a big improvement. People who ride the 15 is the summer only. This is Robert Moses. This is going to be every 60 minutes. So if we look at the existing 15 schedule, you know the S47 route already, so it's just going to be renamed to the 15, and it's going to have several. It's only going to have stop at Babylon, Good Samaritan Hospital, Captree, and Robert Moses State Park. This is your schedule here. Now this is a cut because currently there's every half an hour service on this route on summer weekends. Now it's only going to be hourly every day. On these routes. This is a summer-only route. You can see some trips serve Captree, not a whole lot. Maybe they've added a few more here and there, but compared to the N88, it's very little service compared to what NICE offers on the N88 to Jones Beach. 17, East Islip to Hop Hog, every 30 minutes before 8 p.m. and every 60 minutes after 8 p.m. So this is the 17 schedule. We'll go ahead and look at East Islip Terrace. So this I guess replaces part of the 3A, 3B, 3C combo here that you have here. So it goes from East Islip, Brockwood Hill. However, you don't have a Carlton, so does that actually serve the train station? Or does it not serve the train station? Because we currently have a route that serves the train station. Islip train station is... Where is it? This map here. Yeah, it's more over here, I think. So there's not going to be a route that serves the Islip train station anymore. People are going to have to walk, because that's not that smart. I don't know why it doesn't go to Islip train station. That I don't understand. But this red line here would be what the 3A3, and this goes all the way to Hauppauge. So they have a whole bunch of routes serve Hauppauge, Islandia, Hawthorne area. Some of these areas served by other routes that are being combined here. Central Islip. So this is this route here. So this goes down Lowell, and then it goes down Carlton Avenue. Every half an hour service over here. Again, weekdays. You see the expanded service hours here. Again, you can always pause the video and look at the schedules. I'll put the links below so you can look at it. It's like I'm covering every single route here. All right, so we covered all of those. Now we have the 51s. Now we're heading a little further east. The 51, which replaces part of the 61, right? All right, no. This is the 51. So this replaces a Patchogue Long Island Railroad Station to Ronkonkoma Long Island Railroad Station to Stony Brook to Port Jefferson. All right? So this replaces part of the 57, the 59, the 63. So if we look at the 51 here, you'll see here that it starts off Patchogue Rail, goes up Waverly Avenue, so it replaces part of that 63, the 63, the 7A, the 59 corridor there into Ronkonkoma Rail, and then it goes up to Smith Haven Mall, and then it goes down Route 347 to Nichols Road, replacing part of the 60, into Stony Brook, LARR, Port Jefferson Ferry, and it goes into St. Charles Hospital, Mather Hospital, and goes to Port Jefferson Station. All right, so you see every half an hour service on this route, though it goes to hourly after 6 o'clock. The ones out east don't run every half an hour as late as some of the other routes, but still, it's a big service improvement. So compared to what you got right now in this corridor, well, is it really? Well, let's see. So Ronkonkoma, LARR, again, you'll have every half an hour service till northbound till around 5:56. Then it becomes every hour. And only one bus now between Ronkonkoma and Smith Haven is not great. Again, Ronkonkoma is getting shortchanged. Some areas are getting shortchanged on this system here. And so going southbound, you'll have every half an hour until 5:55. So again, out of Smith Haven Mall, you'll have after 6:45, it's is an hour gap once you're going to Ronkonkoma Rail. Now, currently, after 7 o'clock, that's it. You can't get to Ronkonkoma Rail from Smith Haven Mall. So it's an improvement. We'll take it. I'd like to see more of an improvement and more half-hourly service run later in that corridor. It seems like they preferably put that toward the South Shore. You can see the South Shore favoritism in some of these schedules. So here's Saturdays, Sundays, every hour. Again, generally every hour service, but again, bigger service span hours. So it's somewhat of an improvement, but not a huge one for people at Ronkonkoma, because you got to remember Ronkonkoma Rail now. Currently at Ronkonkoma Rail, you have the S59, the S57, the 6A, the 7A. So you have I think you have 4 routes. Now you're only going to have 2 routes serving Ronkonkoma Rail, though at least one of them will run every half an hour. The other route that you're going to have is this blue, I believe it's this blue line, right? This is the 52A. So this is the 52A, and this replaces part of the existing 6A route, right? It's going to run every 60 minutes in the 6A. The 6A has weird headways. A lot of times there's some big gaps here, right? So This is the 50. Now's where it gets a little confusing. So you have the 52A and the 52B, and 52B is marked in blue via Brookhaven Town Hall. So some of these routes go different ways. But around Concom Rail, this is a route that's going to take you to Suffolk Community College and Quorum. All right. Though the ones that serve Suffolk Community College don't go to Quorum Plaza. They go from Suffolk Community College and then go to Quorum. I don't know. I got to look at the map and figure this out. All right, but these are your headways here, right? So if you after you have both of these routes combined, you do have every half an hour service on these routes here. All right, you can see that right there. So there's your every half an hour service in different directions there. You can see the increased service spans that you do have. Though the 52B only runs weekdays. Weekends, all you'll have is the 52A, but you'll have hourly service. And that also goes down to the Gordon Heights Fire Department as well. So I guess this replaces part of the S60 there. So if we look at the map here, you'll see. All right, so that's this leg of the route that serves the college. You see, there's the part that goes into college. So, all right, this is what is this? It's the 53, or we're not talking about the 53 right now. Talking about this is the 52A. Where's the 52B? Oh, it goes to college, then it goes down here. It serves, this is the 52B. So this is the 52B. It's going to serve areas that were along Farmingville. You used to have the 63 to Patchogue. Now you're going to have, it's a transfer from that to get to Patchogue. And there's some people that take that. So it goes through here, goes down Granny Road. They're taking away service to Blue Ridge, I think, unfortunately. So people there are going to have to, there isn't even a bus stop here. You're going to have to walk over there. Then you have Granny Road. I don't even see any bus stops marked over here, too. So you're going to have this whole stretch with no bus stops. That makes no sense. And that goes into Gordon Heights. So that replaces the Gordon Heights, a part of the Gordon Heights service that the 60 provided. In Gordon Heights, you're going to have 52A service. So you got 52A service and 52B service. What's going on here? That's the 52B. So 52B serves that part of Gordon Heights, and then the 52A. This is confusing. I am confused. Thoroughly confused here. This is going to be a lot of confusion. Really, the change that they're making is so radical. All right, so this is the 52B. We kind of looked at that already. 53, Patchogue, Long Island Railroad Station to Port Jefferson. So this would replace the 61, I believe. So the 53 is now the 61, or is, well, we'll look at the map and figure this out. I think this replaces part of the 63, actually. So you can see here, Patchogue goes up Waverly. So yeah, it replaces part of the 63 portion. So College Road, and then instead of going to Smith Haven Mall, goes up College Road, goes up Boyle Road to replace the existing 60, to Terryville Road to Port Jefferson Shopping Plaza. So this is going to be an hourly route. It's in blue, all right. So this is an hourly route, but you have expanded service times, as you see here, on your weekdays. Weekend, Saturday's pretty good. Sunday also, considering that route doesn't run on Sundays currently, that's an improvement. 55, Patchogue Railroad to Port Jefferson. So this is the route that replaces the 61. And here's the problem. Currently, the 61 runs every half an hour at certain times of the day. Well, now it's only going to be hourly. So that's a problem because some of those 61 routes get pretty crowded. So this is the existing 61 route here you see here. All right, Quorum Plaza to Route 112. And this is only going to run one every hour. All right, so you will have expanded service times. You'll see it's going to start at 5 and end at 10 weekdays. All right, and on Saturdays, it's going to start at 6 and run till 10. And on Sundays, it's going to start at 6 and run till 8. But the problem is now you're having service only every hour on this corridor, and that's a problem. That 61 bus gets pretty damn crowded. And if we look at the schedules here, you'll see here that the 61 actually has half-hourly service at certain times of the day. So you'll see here in the morning rush hour, they have half-hourly service for a little bit, all right? And then in the evening, they also have half-hourly service after 3:30, 4 o'clock, 5:35, 5:30. So now you only have every hour service. Yes, you're going to have a bigger span of service, but this route gets crowded, and now it's going to get even more crowded. So the county would be mindful to use whatever 40-foot buses they have on this route because it's going to be crowded now. It's going to be very unpleasant for people to use this route now going out of Quorum, and I think people are going to opt for the 53 the 53 instead of the 55 because of this. I know I will because it's going to be jam-packed now as a result of this cutback to only hourly service. So this is going to be a problem again. So we've seen the S1 and we've seen the S55 take some significant service cuts as a result. We have the S58, also a busy route, and it's still only going to run every hour. And this is going to be a problem because the 58 gets crowded as it is, and now they're adding more points onto this route as well. So 58 only every 60 minutes, and I think it should be every half an hour. As you'll see, the 66 gets service every half an hour because it comes from Patchogue, because we all know how important Patchogue is. But anyway, you'll see here, this is only going to get every 60 minutes, though it will have increased service spans, and the difference between this now is they're sending this route to Brentwood, so it's going to serve Brentwood and Hauppauge, and then go to Smith Haven Mall, and then its route is a little different. It's not going to serve the college anymore. Now people are going to have to transfer to go to the college, and a lot of people use that route to go to the college. Now they're going to have to transfer to a route that runs only every 60 minutes. This is going to be a problem, all right? As you see here, weekdays, you'll see here that you have only every hour service, but the service spans are expanded. You no longer have that annoying gap in the middle of the day where you have that 2-hour gap. But because it's going to serve Brentwood, this is going to be even more crowded. Now, this route it's almost like the N4041 of Suffolk County. You're going to get a lot of problems on this route, and now it's connecting areas with lots of problems to more areas with lots of problems, so you know it's going to get even worse. And it's just another way of them kind of just saying, all right, it keeps the same letter, S58, but you're really screwing people on the S58. You're not giving them enough service. It needs to be every half an hour on the weekdays, though I appreciate the expanded service spans. Obviously, you're going to have issues with crowding on this route. It's going to be a big problem, and the other issue we'll talk about at the end of this video as well. 62, thank God they kept the 62. It keeps it every 60 minutes, but it's going to run between Smith Haven Mall and, let me go back to 58 for a minute because I left something else out on that as well. 58 is going to go toward Riverhead a different way. It's not going to stop in front of Tanger Outlets. This is the other stupid thing they did. All right, it's going to go down Main Street. So if we look at the system map here, see how they're really screwing people in the middle of the island and the North Shore? You see how they're playing favorites at the South Shore? I mean, it's so obvious what's going on. So Tanger Outlets, which is right here in Riverhead, my friend from Passengers United is upset about what they're doing with Deer Park. Well, now, for people who are going off the 15, a lot of people use the 58 go to Tanger. They're going to have to get off on Main Street and then walk down Tanger Mall Drive to get to the mall. And this is not a very pedestrian-friendly road. We're going to take you to it right now and show you the difference. So instead of having a bus that stops in front of Tanger right here, so instead of having a bus that stops right in front of Tanger right here, this is your bus stop for the 58, all right, westbound, and that's your bus stop for the 58 eastbound. So instead of having this, being able to walk right into Tanger, you got your sidewalks and everything. Now they've routed the bus down here, yes, down Main Street. I don't know why they did this. I don't know. I guess they were trying to cover the former 6A route, but really hardly anyone uses the route over here. Now you're going to have to get off at this bus stop and walk into Tanger down through here. All right, and this is going to be a pain. You got to walk. There's no sidewalks. I mean, what were they thinking here? All right, what were they thinking? Unfortunately, the back of Tanger 2 does face Route 25, but they have a freaking fence that you can't really walk in. They have a fence here. You can't walk in. It's stupid. I think they're going to have to make a hole in the fence or something so people can actually walk through. This is not right. This needs to be addressed. All right, that's a big problem I have with the 58 schedule. All right. So moving on to the 62 schedule. right, that'll also only run every hour. That's all you need on that route, generally speaking. Route's very similar to the existing route, but it is going to serve the Stony Brook Technology Center on Belmead Road. That's going to add time. The route Port Jefferson stays the same through Rocky Point, stays the same. All trips go via Wildwood State Park, so that makes sense. But the difference here is that it's going to go and serve Peconic Bay Medical Center and then go down through Riverhead the longer way. So this one will go in front of Tanger and stop in Tanger. So you will have, so you're only going to have one route, one hourly route each serving Tanger Outlet Center. That's ridiculous. That's a major center there, and you're only going to have one hourly route on each side serving it, which is really not much of an improvement except for the expanded service time plans. Yeah, let's see how much running time they give you. So 918 out of Smith Haven Mall, and they give it about. Oh, that's not going to be enough time to make it to Port Jefferson by 9:46. So see if they got to turn it to Belmead. So running late is also going to be a problem with these. They're also going to run very late as well. Westbound, you'll see here, 12. So let's see how much time they give it at Riverhead to recover. 11:50. They give it 15 minutes to recover. They're going to need it. They're going to need that 15 minutes recovery time for sure. Now, I don't know if there are any interlines going through and all these other things, but you see, you do have expanded service times, though. And for the first time ever, you will have Sunday service on the 62. So that will be good. Then you have the 66, and that's in red because, again, that serves the South Shore. And remember, those people on the South Shore are more important than everybody else. So they get to have a route out east that runs every half an hour. All right? And the 66... this has changed a little bit as well. You will have every half an hour service, so it's a big improvement from what there is now. There's only half an hour service in the rush hour. But how come the 66 gets every half an hour service all day, but the former 61 doesn't? And we all know why that is. I think we all know why that is. All right. I'm not saying that the areas that this route serves are enclaves, because a lot of them are not, but it does go between a lot of enclaves. And you'll see there, they got pretty big spans of service there as well, improved spans of service, you'll see. Well, let's see how much time they have for the route to be completed. We'll look at that in a minute. So it says the Riverhead every half an hour or so. Let's see. If you leave a bus that leaves 203 at Riverhead, they really don't give it enough. Well, they don't give it enough time. That's the problem. It's a real tight schedule as it is for them to run on time. And you're going to continue to see that issue. These are the weekend schedules here. You see... really, it's going to be tough for them to stay on time with this, and that's the problem as well. So it's the 66, but there are changes on the 66 schedule. So the route out of Patchogue is not going to go through Bellport Village anymore, and I'm guessing that's how they're figuring their time savings. So if we look at the system map here, you'll see that it still serves Mastic Beach, all right, but it's not going to make that turn to go south on Bellport Village anymore, all right. And we did get people on here. We did get people through here, all right? But for whatever reason, for time savings, they decided to have it go straight to serve North Bellport, the old 68 route, all right? And now for those people in Bellport, they're going to be stuck with the Route 77 with 60-minute frequency. So they'll have to transfer. And if you're anywhere along these parts of the route here, well, now you're going to have a bit of a walk on your hands. And there are some people that take the bus through here, and I think routing it down here is a big mistake. I think they should route it down here. I think they should keep that existing route. If anything, it's this whole loop from Mastic Beach, and I know a lot of the ridership comes from that. That needs to be changed, and like I said, they need a route that goes between Mastic Beach up William Floyd Parkway to serve. This still hasn't addressed this shopping center here where the Super Walmart is. The big shopping center here. There's no bus service here. None. Because it's the middle of the island. They don't really give a shit. So, they got to get that route into Patchogue, and I'm guessing this is a route that a lot of people in these enclaves, they probably use the cheap labor from places like Mastic Beach to do that kind of because they're too lazy to. I'm not going to get started into that, but this is Santa Mauritius here. I don't think it's going to take that loop anymore that goes and turns into that little strip there to make that U-turn. So it's going to save some time there. Like I said, I'm guessing they're doing that for time savings. To have it go straight, it probably will be quicker if it goes straight through North Bellport versus all the way down here. But now you have nothing that serves this area, and so you'll only be left with the 77. Still serves the college, but the difference here is that, and it shows bus stops too, and I've noticed that they have a bus stop now over here, the existing 8A route that stops over there currently by the lake, which is good. But the difference here, the 66 isn't going to end at Riverhead, where it's going to go all the way up over here to the hospital. So that's the other thing you have is now it's going to the hospital, or it says Riverhead LARR Riverhead. Oh, it does a loop. So they're really not giving this enough time at all. This is going to be a concern. So Riverhead LARR, they're having it going to Conic Bay Medical Center and then Riverhead LARR again. So it's going to loop around there. And that loop to Conic Bay Medical Center makes absolutely no sense at all. That's going to be a problem. And I could see them having to get rid of that because that's going to cut a lot. This is going to be a route that's going to run late a lot. So a lot of these routes are going to be running late. So don't count on them to be anywhere on time. If you need to make a train or make a bus, you better allow at least a half an hour to do that. Because there's going to be a lot of delays on this route because of what they did with that, extending it out to the Conic Bay Medical Center, which is ridiculous. I don't know why they did that. Then we have the 77. That's an every 60-minute route. So this is the route that's going to go from Patchogue to Bellport through Yaphank. So this is what we have. So it serves Patchogue, East Patchogue, Avery, Conneryville, Long Island Community Hospital, Medford, Sunshine, North Bellport, and Bellport. I shouldn't have said Yaphank, I guess, but it's going to go from Patchogue down Montauk Highway, down Sills Road. So it's going to serve East Patchogue. Some of the routes that currently serve East Patchogue serve part of Medford, and then go to Bellport. So you'll have a special leg of this that goes to the Yaphank Correctional Center called the 77Y. All right. So that's a special extra route that serves the Yaphank, I guess, for those people who just got out of jail, I guess. Here's the schedule here. Well, again, it will be a great improvement in service considering what exists now in that corridor, particularly that area, because you don't have, was that the 7B? Yeah, it doesn't run on Sundays. 77Y weekday peaks only. You have the 80. So this covers the 8A. So this is every 60 minutes, Riverhead outlets to Riverhead Long Island Railroad Station. So I guess I was wrong. All right, though you had to have one more route that serves Tanger outlets here, the 80. All right, still only no half-hourly service at Tanger though. Riverhead, Peconic Bay, John Wesley Village, Riverhead Landing, and Tanger outlets. So it goes from Riverhead LARR up to the north part, I guess, of Riverhead, Roanoke Avenue, John Wellesley Village, it's like a senior development, Riverhead Landing, Mills Road, and ends at Tanger. It actually ends right in front of Tanger here. Goes to Mill Road, so it ends right in front of Tanger. You have your eastbound service weekdays. Again, hourly service, but again, improved service spans at least. All right. So it will end here. It'll go up to John. Let's see how it's going to go. It's going up here. So it serves the northern part of Riverhead, but there's a problem. There's the 8A ran down to Calverton Hills, and now there's going to be no service here. They've eliminated service to the Calverton Hills. So this whole area here is another area that's going to be left stranded, and this is a low income. I don't know the ridership on this route, on this end. I don't know. I'm guessing maybe they figured no one took the bus over here. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. I haven't taken it a long time. All right, but you used to have the 8A here. You're not going to have it anymore. These people are literally going to be stuck in the middle of nowhere now with nothing. And they're going to have to walk quite a ways to get to a bus. Miles and miles through the Pine Barrens, basically. I think this is a possible Title VI violation because it's a lot of low-income people live there. And now the people there are going to be left completely stranded. So they have to walk all the way to get bus service. I guess they have to walk all miles and miles. It's like an hour walk up to Route 25. Or they'd have to walk down river. None of these routes are pedestrian friendly at all whatsoever. So they've cut off Calverton Hills completely. That's a big problem. That's a big problem. So that's a big problem. The Route 80 should at least serve Calverton Hills. I don't know why they've cut that off. That should be extended to Calverton Hills. Then we have the 92. All right, so we have the 92 here, which is so I see they left these routes here, 10B and 10C. They're supposed to be replaced by an on-demand service. I know that, but I'm guessing that is not there. If we look at the sign here, it says coming. It'll say coming soon on that on-demand service. So S92, this is another problem now. It's saying every 60 minutes. This route has half-hourly service at certain times. There are two schedules here, the summer S92 and the winter S92. All right, so this route, I think, pretty much stays the same as far as the route and where it goes. You'll see it goes into Riverhead. All trips will go via East Main Street, so it's not going to take that loop anymore. So that'll make it more direct, I guess. And it goes down Hampton Bay. It's still going to serve, still pretty much down 39, just Southampton. Go up to Sag Harbor and goes to East Hampton. And then there's the Montauk on-demand zone. All right, so this is the weekday schedule. We're looking at this summer schedule here. So you'll see here, and out of East Hampton, you'll notice northbound. Wow, the first bus out of East Hampton isn't until 8:20. What's the existing on that for the summer? Well, we only have the existing service here. So what's the existing out of this? Yeah, normally there's a first bus out of East Hampton is at 7:30. So, yeah, there's been they've really reduced a lot of the service on here. So you can see only hourly service coming out of the Hamptons. Though I do see every half an hour out of Bridgeport, out of Norris, but there's nothing out of East Hampton before 8:20. That's not right at all. That's not right at all. That's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. So, let's go look at... so you do have, out of East Hampton, you do have some times where there's a 40-minute gap, but then every hour, 2:40, 2:55, 3:30, 4:30, 5:20, and some of these routes get crowded, 7:15. And that's it. That's the last bus out of East Hampton, at 7:15. Is that even an improvement over what we have right now? Yeah, 6:30. All right, so you get an extra 45 minutes. But they promised service till 9 o'clock. And here they are discriminating against the East End of Long Island. It's unbelievable what's going on here. It really is. The more and more I look at these schedules, the more and more angry I'm getting. I really am. They're literally taking the service away from certain areas of the county to give to super important people areas. And I guess the Hamptons aren't an important area, which is kind of a big problem because it should be an important area. There's a lot of traffic out there. We need more people on public transportation. But that's not what's happening. The schedule for the S92 is deplorable. Saturdays, again, you have some extra trips that start at Bridgehampton. So they have some extra. So oddly enough, on Saturdays, you do have some half hour. This is not going to be good at all. I know the S92 is now. It's already a disaster. And it's crowded. It's not going to get any better. Yeah, there's not really much of an improvement here. And this is the summer schedule I'm looking at here. So this is the weekend, Sundays and holidays. That was the Saturday, and this is Sundays. So, yeah, S92, really disappointing. Really, really disappointing. And I got to look at the winter schedule, which is the one we're currently going to have, which is going to be even worse probably than we have now. Yeah, winter, they don't have as many extra buses. That's what it is. But, I mean, this is deplorable, really. Orient Point, last bus out of Orient Point on a weekday is 6:50. What do we have now? 7:50. They've actually cut service. So currently there's a 7:50 bus out of Orient Point. Now you're only going to have a 6:50 bus out of Orient Point. I mean, this is disgraceful. This is no good. This is disgraceful. I mean, there's hardly any service out east. So they've taken a lot of the service away from out east, and so people are asking, where are they getting the buses from? They're taking them from the East End. That's what they're doing. So 6:25, 7:30. I mean, this is not good at all, guys. This This is not good at all. The S92 is gonna still be hell. It may be a bigger hell than it is now. And they've taken a lot of service away from the S92. This is not good at all. So let's go here. We have the 10B, 10C, and S110. So 10B, bus is operating only at certain times. So this is just going to display the current schedules that we have for the 10B, because these routes are going to be replaced by the on-demand service but they haven't set that up yet, and it's not going to be ready in time. So this is the existing 10C as it is. But yeah, the East End is really...
Thanks for watching. To stay up to date with Passengers United, please subscribe and follow us on social media. Learn more about us at passengersunited.org.